Hello, and welcome to Carrington College. You have already shown a commitment to advancing your education and career, and from this point forward, your level of professionalism is an important part of that journey. This experience is a great opportunity to learn and demonstrate what being a professional means to you. We thought it would be a great idea for you to hear from site representatives directly what they look for and expect when it comes to the professionalism demonstrated by students. The evaluation of your performance at a clinical or externship site goes far beyond your ability to take vital signs or put together a complete medical record. Ultimately, the level of professionalism that you demonstrate at the clinical or externship site reflects how important your education is to you and will have a direct impact on your grades and ultimately your professional life when you become a Carrington graduate.
Well, when you're looking for an externship program, start out on day one thinking like a professional, not like a student.
I always like to tell the students that I meet with that, when you're out here, whether it be a 2, 4, 6-week rotation, consider yourself on a job interview. We look at students that are out here as potential candidates for a hire when we are looking to fulfill positions.
It's what you're doing. It's your opportunity. You have 18 to 24 months in school. You need to take full advantage of it.
I like to know that they are willing to just go above and beyond. I like to know that they are here to help with the patients rather than just get their job done.
We are going to go with the person that's more eager to learn, is willing to go out of their way to do the job, and that's a team player. It's not like they're at school still, mingling with friends. They have to be prepared for the day, bring their stethoscope, have their notes that they need. It's a whole different area when they come into work.
It's an OJT, it's on-the-job training for you, and you need to follow exactly what the instructions of the staff member are in front of you.
Well, we expect them asking questions. It keeps us on our toes knowing that the students are going to be asking questions. And we enjoy helping them, but the ones who ask the questions are the ones who do the learning. The ones who continue to do something inappropriate or wrong without figuring out how to do it right, they're not growing. And they're not learning, and if they're not learning, they're not getting what they could out of the program, and they're not becoming the best professional they can be.
Each and every student leaves a lasting impression on his or her site, and that impression reflects back on Carrington College. Don't forget that every patient, staff member, and member of the public who sees you on the job, so to speak, may not immediately know your name, but will see the Carrington College logo on your scrubs, or you may be introduced to them as our Carrington College student nurse. From that point forward, these patients, staff members, and members of the public will assume that every action you take represents what you've been trained to do by Carrington College. An attitude of professionalism on your part may mean that another student following in your footsteps will have the same opportunity. Thank you.
Professionalism, in my eyes, they need to come and be ready to work an 8-hour shift. Look sharp, act sharp, and the staff and the patients will believe that you are.
Professional behavior really doesn't discriminate between a full-time employee or a student. Everybody in the office is expected to have a professional demeanor. To the patient, they're not really a student. To that patient, they are the one who's showing them the rehab, doing the therapies, and actually doing the work. So in their mind, you're no longer a student. It's time to grow up. It's time to act like a professional.
Attitudes and coming in a bad mood, that stays out the door. Your personal problems stay out the door.
Because a bad attitude will reflect on the other students and give everybody else a bad attitude. It also reflects poorly with other departments. They won't want to work with us.
And I expect you to show up in those scrubs and in that color. It actually allows the students and the staff members in the administration to tell the difference between who is who. It's provided for you, wear it.
We expect our students to really look like part of the staff. More than once, we've had to send somebody home when they're dressed inappropriately.
If you're going to have long hair, I do request that you pull it back. You can have it down if you're not with the patient, but I want it pulled back when you're up on the floor or dealing with a patient. There's no perfume allowed, no body sprays.
Tattoos up and down the arms, they have to have those covered. Bringing personal things to the workplace, i.e. cell phones, laptops.
Leave your cell phone in your locker. You can check it on your break and you can check it at lunch. Leave the cell phone. We don't want them on the floors. I don't care if it's even on vibrate. That's a mental distraction when you're sitting there trying to deal with a patient, especially if you're in an extreme situation. I need your brain on what you're doing.
You cannot take pictures of anything in the building. You can't take pictures of an x-ray and then save it to your phone. That could lead to a lawsuit for violating the HIPAA rules and breaking that privacy of that patient.
We ask that the students or interns do not smoke before or during their shift because we have a lot of respiratory compromised patients that we work with. So we ask that they don't smoke even on their way to their shift.
Nobody's allowed to come to work on any drugs or alcohol, or you're out. There are no excuses, no second chances. You come in, you've had a late night, don't bother even coming in the next day because I can smell it, as well as the patients can smell it in other departments, so you're pretty much done.
We expect our students to be here on time. You know, this is just like when you're in school. If you miss days, you're losing out on certain parts of your education. So it's very important that they're only calling in if they're sick. We expect 100% attendance.
Like normal, okay.
We obviously realize that real life things happen, like cars breaking down or children getting sick or whatever, things happen. But we ask that everybody call us as soon as they know that that arises.
When one person is late, it affects the other shift. People have to stay late and cover for you. And we are on a schedule, everything's scheduled in a hospital. So if you're late, you're gonna throw off the entire schedule, which will delay patient care. And that is unacceptable.
Remember that your level of professionalism is a part of your formal evaluation, and the site representatives are always evaluating your performance, even when it may not seem like they are.
When you're in our facility, you represent what we represent. I always tell everybody, everyone is your customer, whether it's your coworker, whether it's a patient's family member, whether it's someone sitting in the cafeteria. There's hospitals all over the place. They can choose where they want to go. Make sure that we give them the best experience that we can so that they come back.
The ones that are the most successful are the ones that really focus on the patients. That's what we're here for. They get the message that we're here to care for our patients, and they do it in a professional manner.
You don't want to address a patient as Hun and Sweetie. Address them by their last name, Mr. Smith.
Well, each day is different. We have different patients. Some are angry patients that, are in pain. It's all about the patient. It's all about care. And if you're not there for the care, then it's the wrong profession.
This is somebody's life, and it's 100% serious, and we need to treat them just like we would want somebody to treat our family, our friends, or just any human being.
In the process, you're going to expand your horizons. You're going to expand your capabilities.
Make sure you're that person that makes a difference. Don't stop at that education. There's always things that are growing, changing, especially in the medical field. So keep getting educated and be that person that makes a difference out there.
And the student that steps up and takes care of a full examination, when you see how far they have gotten in a 3-month period, they walk in the door not knowing anything about a procedure, and when they leave, they can perform the procedure. It's like being a parent. You're extremely happy for that individual. You're proud of them because you taught them.